Was last night the greatest football match you've ever seen? Certainly the best football match I've ever seen in my memory. And what about Lionel Messi? Is he the greatest player of all time? Or is even Mbappe the greatest player in the world right now, given he was able to score 3 goals in a World Cup final? What an incredible World Cup final it was. It's a wrap-up which has been a fantastic advertisement, not just for football, but for football in the Middle East. Let us know your thoughts. TSB, Talk Sport Business on Talk 100.3 0586 861003. We're joined by producer Pranav.
TSB, the Fans Forum, with Pranav Prasanna. Talk 100.3.
An incredible match last night. Do you believe that was probably the greatest World Cup final in living memory?
Greatest World Cup final in living memory for sure. Kitch, let me start off by saying, if destiny desires, anything is possible. And for Messi, when you return the clock back to 2014, he had only 3 Champions League to his name. He only had 4 Ballon d'Ors to his name. And he walked past the World Cup trophy on that unceremonious day, heads down. He thought he put his country to shame. He didn't have a Copa America title. And I think there was time tapping his shoulders and said, Messi, you've got more to achieve. Come 2022, this boy from Rosario, he's shook hands with paradise. It's the ultimate glory for him.
There were so many stories about last night's victory. One of the stories that I like that probably isn't getting enough coverage is Sergio Aguero. Probably would have been on the pitch for the World Cup final had he not been forced to retire in 2021 when he was diagnosed with a heart condition. I saw him come on the field and there he was with his Argentina team shirt, shorts and sneakers. And I was thinking, who's this fat? Oh, no, wait, it's Sergio Aguero who's made his way on. And it was great to see that the team also recognised him.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's been through everything with Argentina. The Copa America losses, the World Cup loss in 2014. He's been through and through with Messi. And even in Man City, for example, for everything he had accomplished, international trophy is what was left for him to achieve. Unfortunately, that goes unaccomplished for him. He didn't get a winner's medal, but in fact, it also is... Let me say, it's a big point this because his wife happens to be the daughter of Diego Maradona. So after 36 years for Argentina to lift that trophy right after the passing of the legend Diego Maradona for Argentina and for the people in Rosario, Buenos Aires, give me other places in Argentina, for example.
Yeah.
For them, this is destiny. This is literally like the heavens have opened up and it's a blessing for them.
I have one question because I love football, but I'm not the diehard fan that you are. Why was Messi wearing some sort of a robe at the end?
Well, the robe, that's an interesting question. So the robe, traditionally worn by Arab men either at weddings or ceremonies, it's a show of royalty, it's a show of respect.
Okay, so it was an Arab thing, it was an Arab tradition, not a football tradition.
Not a football tradition.
Okay.
You're talking about Messi.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So it's an Arab tradition and you see the rulers in Qatar, of course, wear that. And last night, it was a show of pride for Messi, for Argentina. So that's the symbol of harmony as well for the Arabs.
Many people are discussing now that the conversation is finished. Lionel Messi is the best player of all time. You'd agree with that?
100%.
But I would also challenge to you, is it worthwhile adding to the conversation that if Mbappe continues this form in 10 years' time, he could possibly lay claim to being the best player?
I don't think so.
I mean, but think about his statistics. At 23, you've got a World Cup. A World Cup final, 3 goals in a World Cup final. He's got more goals in the tournament than anyone at 23. That's a remarkable set of statistics for someone at his age.
Well, I'll give you more statistics then. 1,003 games is what Messi's played. 793 goals, and he's still going. 7 Ballon d'Or awards, fighting for his 8th now.
Yeah, hang on. I'm not arguing that he's the greatest player of all time.
Let me finish. Lionel Messi has the record for scoring 91 goals in a year. Right? It's impossible to do that. Even Cristiano Ronaldo has not been able to achieve that. And Mbappe hasn't gotten himself a Champions League trophy either. So to talk about amongst being the greats, you have to achieve great things. Kylian Mbappe...
That was my point.
Let me finish. Kylian Mbappe, to his credit, has a World Cup to show for and a Farmers League trophy. which is a French league trophy, but he has to
Messi's
do
got one of those
a lot,
as well.
lot more. Messi's got one of them, but hey, Champions League, he's got the La Liga trophy, he's got trebles to his name, Kitch. So Mbappe has a lot more to achieve before he even comes to the foothill of the greats.
I mean, going into that match, I just had a suspicion that Argentina were going to be the victor when it came to the penalty shootouts. And Emilio Martinez, those mind games, how much does it come down to mind games in a penalty shootout?
Everything. Emiliano Martinez, what I love about him is if you're facing a penalty or if you're in a penalty shootout with him, what he's so incredible at doing is he blocks out the stadium noise, not just for himself, but for you as well, the striker.
Yeah.
He puts you in a box and he says, hey, champ, it's you versus me. I own this goalpost and I'm in your head already. Now take your best shot. And that is where players lose it. You saw some of the shots from Kingsley Coman and Tchouameni, who were the ones who missed the shots for France yesterday. You can say, right, they should have packed more power. They could have put it a bit more wider, maybe higher. All these are things that are said in retrospect and by a person sitting on the couch. You don't see the reflexes from Emiliano Martinez, the decision making. Should I go left? Should I dive right? Should I stay center? It could have been any of those. How you read the striker's feet as well, positioning, everything is key. You don't teach them in schools of how to be a goalkeeper. It comes from practice. Emi Martinez, he went from being in the 10th league in, I think, across Europe. He went to Aston Villa with them and he's won the Copa America and he's won the World Cup now with Argentina. One of the brilliant keepers.
Yeah, extraordinary work. And when you look at his career, he only made his international debut some 18 months ago, June the 3rd, 2021. And in that time, he's been a Copa America winner. He's been a Finalissima winner and now a World Cup winner. Not a bad 18 months on the international scene.
That's phenomenal. In fact, Kitch, let me ask you this. Do you know what a Finalissima is?
I've absolutely no idea.
All right, I'll give you a bit of insight into it. A Finalissima is basically the winner of the Euros competition, which was Italy back in 2021.
Oh, so it's one of those made-up TV games. Is that what it is? Yeah.
It's another trophy that's been created, right? So Finalissima is the winner of the Euros versus the winners of the Copa America.
Oh, right, okay. So it's one of those.
Argentina won that against Italy.
So it's one of those games where the teams put up a second or third rate side because everyone wants a rest.
No, this is the top of the top teams that went at it. And Messi, once again, led his side to that trophy as well. I mean, at this point, you can't make up awards to show how great Messi is. He's already done it.
So he's got 2 great trophies and a glorified friendly. That's pretty much what he's got in 18 months.
A glorified friendly is the Nations League, Kitch. I don't know if you've heard of the Nations League now. That's a European competition. They said, right, we have the Euros. Let's have another competition for European countries.
One of the joys of being a new fan is that I can tell what's real and what's not straight away, and that's a glorified friendly. No doubt about that. 100%. TSB Talk Sport Business on Talk 100.3. You can join the conversation. Questions are going to be asked towards the French side because their stellar lineup of players were extraordinary. But their coach, Didier Deschamps, he seemed to run a conservative side, a side that never seemed to really be in control of matches and only just got the job done. It was more the Mbappe brilliance yesterday than what was a well-coerced side.
I don't think too many people can point hands at Didier Deschamps and say, or point fingers rather, and say he got it wrong. He absolutely didn't.
Okay.
Because he's one of France's greatest managers. He's won the World Cup as a player as well as a manager, which he did in 2018. His squad had crazy number of injuries. You look at Karim Benzema, the Ballon d'Or winner, injured. True. Paul Pogba, injured. N'Golo Kante, injured. And the list goes on, Kitch. So for him to put on a team, a squad, they were basically ruled out as semi-finalists, for example. Everybody thought, it would be, the Spanish, English, the Brazilians, the Argentinians, for example. He came and said, look, I've got a standard squad and I've got the brilliance of Mbappe and Hugo Lloris, and we will go to the finals. They did that, and unfortunately Argentina were too good for them in the finals. Yeah,
well, let us know your thoughts. Does this finally end the conversation? Is Messi the GOAT? I don't like that term. The greatest of all time?
Why not?
I just don't like it. GOAT's great in a curry. I don't want to have it just seems like I just don't like calling someone the GOAT. I mean, I call them the greatest.
So you see them the greatest of all time. Now, there's an issue again. Greatest of all time. Now, this is a term that gets remembered by people. There's no wall saying the greatest of all time. It's not like you build colosseums or museums or
I also don't
walls.
I also find it really hard to compare people in different generations because you're only as good as the players that you're up against. There's no doubt that a legend in one era would be a legend in another era. So you could take Messi, he's going to be great whenever. You can take Maradona, he'll be great wherever. But I just don't like to compare eras.
100%, and I'm with you on that. You spoke about eras. Now, Messi is in a unique position, and the reason I say that is in Argentina, for example, the great-grandfathers who would have seen Maradona as a youngster, they saw Messi win a World Cup. The grandfathers in Argentina have seen, the fathers, the kids, the grandkids, they've all seen Messi win World Cups, whereas some of them wouldn't have seen a Maradona win it live. So with all the accomplishments that Messi has, if you asked me personally which one is a better one, Messi or Maradona, right now, I will say Messi. And this is the thing, right, about greatest of all times. It gets remembered by the people. Stats, figures, trophies, they keep changing. We just spoke about the Nations League, for example, the Finalissima. All these things get added as time goes on.
0586 861 003. What did you make of last night's final? Do you think that Messi is the greatest of all time? Was that the greatest World Cup match and World Cup final that you've ever seen? We want to hear your thoughts. 0586 861 003. It may be the story of Argentina, of France, even Morocco. I mean, what an incredible result to see the first African side through to the semi-finals of the championships and taking with them all of the supporters of both the Arab world and also the African continent. 0586 861 003. In other local sports news, the 14th Mubadala World Tennis Championship has wrapped up. Another great 3-day festival. I love this festival because there aren't too many tennis tournaments where the players are so close to the fans that are in the stadiums. It was a great event. Really is regarded as the Arabian Gulf's leading tennis event, and it finished in style with Stefanos Tsitsipas coming out on top. An amazing final. Probably missed out on getting the coverage it deserved, given Qatar 22 was being played, but it also underlined the championship status as one of the most anticipated events in the sporting calendar. It was a great event to see Stefanos Tsitsipas wrap up the 14th Mubadala Tennis Championships. If you were down there, you can let us know your thoughts. 0586 861 003. And Lionel Messi has reacted to his win on Instagram just a few hours after he lifted the FIFA World Cup trophy. Messi took to Insta to post a message to some of his fans. He shared some of the best moments from the final, photos with his wife and also his children, and no doubt that it became one of the most liked photos in the world yesterday, being liked some 41 million times. The post had to say, "Champions of the world, so many times I dreamed it, so much I wanted it, and still don't fall. I can't believe it. Thank you so much to my family, to all who support me, and also to all those who believed in us. We proved once again that Argentinians, when we fight together, and united, we are able to achieve what we aim." 0586 861 003. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you're on TSB Talksport Business.